Evergrande contagion may be nearing its peak. The boss of Evergrande, I'm not going to try to butcher his name, has just had yet another of his bubbles burst. Last year, he suggested in a letter that his property developing empire was too big to fail. That's some big words there. On Friday, though, the country's central bank decided the beleaguered company is a bad apple, and in an otherwise quote unquote healthy industry, that's too generous. But the regulator is right that the chance of a domestic systematic financial crisis is falling. The message read more. A senior official at People's Bank of China is clear for investors. The government is keeping its hands off, despite urging faster asset disposal of to deliver unfinished apartments. He defined Evergrande's mistakes as purely operational and dismissed Hughes creditors as relatively dispersed. That probably came as the result of stress tests that the central bank had been quietly conducting with the banks on and the other financial institutions. Evergrande will, though, cause more pain. Hugh is already struggling to offload office buildings and other assets without a big haircut, and defaults have started to snowball across the country. On Friday, China Properties joined a dozen others that have defaulted on over 47 billion or 7.3 billion dollars of bonds this year, per an estimate. Per an estimate from the CRIC, a Chinese property consultancy. S&P Global last week downgraded two of the bigger players, Greenland and eHouse Enterprise. But for more, man, there's like so many words in here. Sanguine players like Long4, which remains clear of the debt red lines, but those stock but whose stock has fallen 24% this year. The risk of becoming collateral damage is much lower. All overly tightened credit policies will probably be corrected on the margin too. And so it goes in smaller, more vulnerable developers remain the weak link. So they're looks like they're pinning the blame on some smaller, weaker developers than Evergrande, thinking that Evergrande's going to come out of this just fine. Not 100% certain that that's going to happen. I'm hopeful, fingers crossed. It's that's the hope for all of our sakes, but we'll have to continue to wait and see. Though, to go along with that, I got this article here. It says China can contain risks. Yields may fall. Evergrande update. Risks posed to the Chinese economy by China Evergrande Group's debt crisis can be contained, according to the central bank, which has stepped up its commentary amid further evidence of economic headwinds. Property firms' trouble casts a little bit of concern. People's Bank of China Governor Yi Gang, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right either, said at a virtual meeting of the group of 30 on Sunday. Overall, we can contain the Evergrande risk. His comments came after the central bank last week broke its silence on the crisis, saying risks were controllable and unlikely to spread. Part of this could just be damage control. I'm very much concerned that the thought process is, look, we're just going to do what we can to create damage control, and hopefully the chips will fall on the right side of helpful for everybody involved. Though I'm concerned that that's probably not necessarily going to be the case. But time will continue to tell, and of course, we will continue to monitor the situation here with the Evergrande crisis, or potential crisis, if you will. Until then, don't panic.